Ever since I was young, I have always dreamed of living a life that is like a movie. And even though I'm 24 years old and I've done so many different things that I am proud of, 2025 really felt like the beginning of that movie. So in this video, I'll be kind of going over some of the different things that I did and the amazing lessons that I learned.
But just sitting down and kind of just telling you about how 2025 was a great year and just talking about it would be kind of boring. So instead, I decided to take advantage of a little work trip I had, and I will be exploring California while I tell you a little bit more about just why 2025 was so special. So come with me to see San Diego, Sequoia, Yosemite, beautiful Big Sur, and just a little bit of San Francisco as I tell you about why 2025 was so incredible for me. I quite literally just landed in San Diego, got my rental car, and I drove straight to the beach because what else are you gonna do when you're in San Diego? If I had to sum it up, 2025, man, I risked it. I risked it all. I did everything from I shot my first wedding. I moved to a new city. Man, I moved from, being in Arkansas and East Texas to moving to Dallas, to be on my own, to live totally in my own apartment that I was paying for by myself, and to do that with a camera. And then on top of that, man, I spent so much money. I spent so much money on camera equipment, dude. I bought a $10,000 lens. I never would have thought I would have bought a $10,000 lens less than a year into doing this full time. I did stuff like this, like what I'm doing literally right now, where I took a trip to pursue something that I love on an opportunity that I think is worth it, so I can come shoot this game for SMU, so I can do this little road trip and I can kind of recap my year for y'all. But if I've learned anything from the risks that I've taken, it's that literally you take these risks and you worry, and we worry about it. We're like, oh, is it gonna work out? Is it gonna work out? And dude, if I've learned anything, it's that it always works out. If you are willing to sacrifice comfortable, if you're willing to do hard things, man, it always works out, because you're gonna find a way. You will always find a way. We get so scared that it's not gonna work out, that you're gonna get to the end of your movie and then it's just gonna be like a tragedy. If you don't die, dog, I'm still on this earth, I'm still here, I'm still loving life, it'll work out. So, as for that, I think it's time for me to go shoot a bowl game. So, checked out of my hostel this morning. Had to do a little brief defensive driving, but now we're headed to the San Diego Zoo, and my sister's been hyping this place up, so I'm a little bit excited. I don't know how much I'll film myself because it's really crowded there, but you're gonna get some really cool animal stuff, and I love getting nature shots.
This is literally this is my least favorite thing to do. I'm filming in the middle of public. But I have another thing I have to tell y'all about. I have an obsession with whatever I do. When you're obsessed with things, you tend to like almost push other things and neglect other things out of your life. And that is one of those big takeaways I have for 2025 is 2025 was the year that I obsessed over one thing so much that I pushed other things in my life that I equally love out of it. 2025 was a year that I really stopped working out. I found excuses where I wanted to find excuses because it just gave me more chances to push into my obsession. Social life, I didn't take a ton of time to be with my friends. I did a lot of stuff solo. I was very isolated, and like, you know, it wasn't that they weren't there for me. It was that I felt like sometimes I wasn't there for them. And I'm very grateful for the people that I am surrounded with. I'm 24. I'm single, right? I have not been on a date in over a year, which is kind of insane because every year prior in my life I had at least been on a date, and I haven't. And I'd always find ways, find excuses, be like, I don't want to go out, I don't want to do this, you know. I started looking towards 2026, as I am doing so constantly on this trip. I want to do more things that I just love. Actually enjoying what you do, not burning out, finding joy in your craft. And that is what I want to do in 2026. I love this. I love this. And I want to do more of this. Okay, it is now Sunday, January the 4th. Last night I drove immediately after I left San Diego Zoo. I drove north, so I have been pushed into comfortability. But today we are leaving to Lair. We're going to pick up some snow change, and then we are going to Sequoia National Park. Pretty much half of the roads, if not more, are closed, but we should get some really cool sights. I feel like I'm wasting time even now just recording this, so let's hit the road. Okay, so we made it into Sequoia, and you're not allowed to fly drones, and I really didn't get much drone footage on the way here, so I'm kind of sad. But first stop, this is Little View right here. Let me give you people a sit rep. I went and I bought snow chains. I was responsible, okay? Don't yell at me. But here's the thing. The guy that sold them to me just doesn't love me. Well, he does. He's in it for the plot, is what he is. He is an employee of the plot because the snow chain did not fit my tire. And so now I'm 2.9 miles away from the largest tree in the world. And you think 2.9 miles, 3 miles is gonna stop me? Especially because I can hitch a ride back? Heck nah. I can hitch right there, but that's not as fun. So, I am putting my pajamas on under my pants. I've got my snow jacket on. I've double socked up. We're about to have a fun adventure. Hopefully. And if not, you might see this on Dateline. Sorry, Mom. Alright, time to go.
Hey guys, it's me again. Obviously in a little bit of a different setting than last time I spoke to y'all about 2025. Even if I don't make it to the Sherman tree, like that's okay, because frankly, this is way cool. I know I kind of talked yesterday about being obsessive, but I want to draw a fine, like a line between being obsessive and pushing things out of your life and being passionate, because 2025 was the year that I learned the difference between the two of them. I've always had these two sides to me. I've had this side that's like super scientific and curious about the world and analytical and loves numbers. And then I've also had the side of me that like a creative side that, you know, thrives in like storytelling and narratives and all that sort of stuff. I love movies, and I've always had a struggle of putting them together. And photography and videography for me has been this beautiful amalgamation of both of these sides of me that I'm able to like put together these things that the Lord, the creator of the universe, has put me on earth to do. I was created by the creator to create. I made it. It's kind of big. It's honestly not that much bigger than some of the other trees I saw on my walk here, but still literally the largest tree on planet Earth. This photography has allowed me to pursue the three things that I am most passionate about. It's adventure, doing things like this. It's allowing my creativity to get these beautiful shots in the snow, and I could not ask for a more perfect scene. And it's storytelling. We have a God who communicates to us. And how does he do it? He does it through stories. And how do we communicate to each other? Through stories. So why do you live a life and like go through life without thinking that this is not the most beautiful story that can be told? Your life. This is what I wrote. And I'm just gonna read this verbatim because I think this is good. In 2025, I learned that me being made in the image of God means that in my pursuits, I may draw nearer to him. I create because he created to me. I explore because of the world he gave me to explore. I sit at the feet of the master of stories, and I spin these moments around me into narratives of my own. I got a lot of stories to tell, and I had a wonderful time in 2025 telling them. And I am so excited about the stories that are coming in 2026. So, time to get back. Ow, my butt.
What's up, y'all? Currently in Yosemite. I don't really have a plan myself as far as like what we're doing today, but we are just gonna be kind of just vibing. Driving through, I know there's a few spots. I asked ChatGPT, I was like, yo, like what should I do? And me and Chat were like this, and so I know he hooked me up. We're going to Tunnel View. That's all I remember. But El Capitan is that way, so we're headed to El Capitan. Obviously not gonna be a wild dude and like try to hike El Cap, but I think we should get some pretty good views. Anyways, I hope y'all like the footage. I woke up early this morning, slept in the car. Honestly, travel hack, just sleep in your car, dog. Like, don't spend $200 to sleep in a hotel. Especially if you're like me and you're just like gonna hit the road as soon as possible. Like, might as well already be in your car. So, anyways, peace!
We took the car off, running into the night. Felt like our hearts were touching the sky. We put the windows down and take flight. It felt right. We hit the road out west without sight. Two kids holding hearts, still with the light in our eyes, and there was never a doubt you were mine. I was yours. Now hold on tight, darling, and if I can start it
Let me just tell you, yesterday was like an actual movie. It was so cool. Like, what y'all didn't see is that I met some friends up on the mountain that were sledding, and then I did not want to walk back in the dark. That was mission number one. I did not want to walk back. And so I made these friends, I videoed them a little bit. I was like, yo, could you give me a ride back? And they were like, sure. And it was awesome because I was gonna get back to my car faster. I was gonna be driving to Yosemite sooner. I was gonna have a great spot. Had there not been a wreck on the road, and so we were stuck in like a mile's worth of traffic for almost 2 hours just sitting there on the mountain. But I'm glad I had company because they were super, super cool. So that's beside the point. What I want to talk to y'all about right now, right here with El Capitan in the background, is about how in 2025 was kind of like a year of independence. It was, you know, when I really sat out and I started to do like things truly on my own, which is funny because I've been on my own for a while, right? But 2025 to me almost kind of felt like a coming of age film.
Okay, let me just tell you, it is incredibly hard not to just like stop every 3 seconds here, because like over here is El Capitan, and then there's Cathedral Rock, and then there's Cathedral Beach. I don't know, there's so many different things, and it's like literally, I am an ant compared to these. Look at this. Everywhere you look. It's like, what? Look at this. Literally insane. So, I think I'm gonna go for a little stroll and just kind of get y'all some pretty pictures, pretty videos, you know what I'm saying? So, peace.
2025 was a year of independence because my path changed. It was a totally new path that I took, right? And being a freelancer and choosing your own work and doing your own thing is scary sometimes, because you've got to be quick on your feet. You've got to be constantly hustling. You've got to be working. There is no 9 to 5. There is no Monday through Friday. It's when do you want to work? When do you want to make money? When do you want to put food on the table? And for me, I have absolutely loved it. My favorite word this year is pivot. I'll give you my probably the perfect example. Football season rolls around, right? I have got this structure, this business model set to a T, and I'm moving it to Dallas. I'm gonna go work with a school in Dallas. I'm gonna go make my money that way, and it's gonna be sustainable. It's gonna be great. Well, things fall through literally at the last second, like past the last second. And so what do? You know, do you sit there and you be like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna, you know, go get a part-time job somewhere else, or I'm gonna go find something more stable, or I'm gonna go do something else. No, that's not what you do. Instead, man, I pivoted, and I pivoted hard. I pivoted super hard. I took, like, the first game that I shot after taking that stuff out of my schedule was Baylor versus Auburn. Literally the biggest game in the country. And then after that, I shot Duncanville Waxahachie, like one of the largest upsets of the entire season. I did 4 million views this season. Gained almost 2,000 followers in the span of about 3 months. And it's because I bet on myself. And so if I've learned anything from those moments in 2025, it's that sometimes the most rewarding parts of life are the most unexpected. So, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited to see what comes unexpected in 2026. Oh, hey, I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about the realities of chasing my dream. Because I get told all the time, they're like, I'm so proud of you, like you are doing, like you're chasing your dream, and I wish I would have done that, or like, it is so cool because like I shot a thing, so I shot a video for Ouachita, and I was back at Ouachita seeing all my friends that I hadn't seen in so long, and it was like this moment for me where everybody I saw came up and they're like, oh, dude, you've made it, you've like, you're doing the coolest things like all the time, and it was such like a reassurance, because I hadn't felt that in a long time. And that's kind of the reality of chasing your dreams, man, is that there are always gonna be dreams, right? And then on top of that, whatever your dream is, there's gonna be caveats. Every single time you meet a doctor, he hates how much he works. If you meet a pilot, he hates how much he's away from his family, right? For me as a photographer, dude, I'm on the road all the time. I'm by myself. I'm doing weird things like this, filming in public. But it is one of those things that when you jump out of your perspective, when you move out of your own shoes, you really can't help but see how blessed you are. So like, no matter what your dream is, what it is, there's gonna be tough parts. There's gonna be hard parts. But that's what makes it worth it. That's why not everyone's doing it.
I just want to say right now that I'm jealous of Isaac because they've just been exploring the world these last couple of days, and I'm stuck in Arkadelphia. But pretty soon we're gonna bring out the vlog and we're gonna travel the world. We're gonna go somewhere, and it's gonna be a banger for sure.
For sure. What? It's pretty decent. Like, it's not bad. This is it. I am leaving Yosemite. Literally the most magical place in the world, let me just tell you. This is like, this isn't the best national park I've ever been to. But like, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna spend like a whole week here, a whole month here. Because I'd love to do some hiking more so than just like getting out of my car by the road. But like, I told you at the beginning of this video that I've always wanted to make my life like a movie. And I can't think of a better place to talk about that than in the most picturesque landscape as the sun is setting and the fog is rolling in and it looks so cinematic. Like, I'm literally getting chills, and it's not just because I'm cold. It's not just because I'm cold. I'd always dreamed of turning my life into a movie. I always kind of thought it was going to be a football movie. And then I only made it to D2 and I didn't even play a ton. I think after that, I kind of struggled because so much of my identity was in football. And I immediately threw it into something else. I threw it into kind of this, in a way. I was like, I'm gonna be cooler than everyone else. I'm gonna go do cool things. I'm gonna go, you know, go find these awesome places and do things that no one else is doing. And I remember it's so like poignant because earlier in my college career, I had known another guy who was doing like the exact same thing. He was doing things just to do them, right? Just to say that he did them, just to be like, oh, I'm cooler than you because I went on this road trip. And it's so lame. And like for so long, I was just doing things for the sake of like fulfilling this idea in my head that life was a movie. But like in the last few months, I've really, really come to the realization that, dude, just like a movie, it can be as pretty as you want it to be. It can look as incredible and as surreal as you want it to be. But if there's no story there, if there's no conflict, if it's just you and a camera around some pretty beautiful mountains, it's not that great. So, as I see the mountains disappearing behind me, here's what I'm gonna tell you. 2026
This is a year that I go from turning my life into a movie to living life as though it is a movie. Because I'm gonna focus on the story. I'm gonna tell you about my loves, about my pains, and tell you about the things that I learned, the many, many things that I learned, the things that I learn all the time by doing this. Because boy, oh boy, I may have a bachelor's degree in biology, but I do not have a bachelor's degree in life. If you're here, and if you're watching this movie of mine, thank you. You have meant a lot to me. And I hope you're going to continue to mean a lot to me.
What's up, y'all? It is my last day in beautiful California, and you gotta make sure you're still doing your hygiene, so this is probably about to be the most scenic brushing my teeth I've ever done, but I hope you enjoy the view as much as I have. Hey guys, so about to fly out. I have a hard time kind of believing that I'm gonna be in Texas in like 12 hours from now. But I've absolutely had a wonderful time on this trip, and I've had a wonderful time kind of just recapping my year. I don't think it would be a proper 2025 recap if I didn't tell you this. Chasing your dreams, as much as it may seem, and as much as it may be a lonely thing sometimes, it is not a solo activity. There are so many people in my professional life, like Matt Monero and Morgan from Texarkana Game Day, you know, like my friends like T. Murray and Kendall and Rayleigh, whose camera I currently have. Thinking about them and thinking about family, it is crazy because when you chase your own dreams, you have to have support. And I think I've been able to do so much in 2025 and so much with my career and everything because I have an incredible family, an incredible group of friends, and an incredible group of people that trust me. If there's anything I've learned from 2025, it's that this journey is just as much one you do with an incredible, amazing group of people that will love and believe and trust you as it is one that you do on your own. It may be a different path, but it's not one you take by yourself.
Okay, I lied. I was gonna wait to San Francisco, but this spot that I brushed my teeth at earlier is too pretty not to talk at. And there's also things I forgot. I forgot to thank people like Carter and Steven and other people that have meant so much. This has been such an incredible year filled with so many wonderful people that I just don't, it's like my mind cannot even fit in all the crazy, amazing people that have helped me along the way. So if I have forgotten to mention you, just know you are special to me. And it's just, you know, it's been, when life's a movie, it's hard to remember things sometimes. But yeah, the one thing that I really do want to harp on here, when I am surrounded by God's beautiful creation, is that it is so critical to have a good foundation, to have a strong foundation. And I believe the best foundation is the foundation that is built on Christ, because He is solid. So no matter if I, don't get a gig, or if I get a gig, or if, something works out or it doesn't,
it will always end up working out, because for me, this life is meaningless, right? Like, beyond worshiping a wonderful God, it has no meaning. If I could go to jail right now and I would be still joyful because I have a Creator who loves me enough that He knew when He fashioned these rocks that I would stand here and that I would worship Him. Is that not crazy? When He crafted this coastline, I was in His mind. This moment right here was in His mind. And so if you don't have that stability, if you don't have anything like that, you can know all the lessons that I've talked about, but it won't matter, because ultimately you have to have the foundation. You've got to have something to build stability on. And everything else, it may be stable for a little bit, but it won't be stable forever. So if you're watching this video and you don't know Christ, if you don't know Jesus, man, reach out to me, reach out to a friend who goes to church, reach out to somebody. Because look, like I said, the best things in life are unexpected. It happens when you risk it. And it is so important that you surround yourself with people that are going to believe and love you. And a community built on Christ is just that. Well, that's all for California and all for 2025. I'm kind of sad that I'm leaving this beautiful state, but I'm really excited for all of the other trips I have planned for the future. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you're looking forward to more, because 2026 is going to be the year that I pour more into myself, my own storytelling, and my own brand. In the meantime, thank you for watching.